John, that's amazing. Pero, John, how do you feel having this love for you, for what you're creating?
This is the best, the best. Thank you so much. Thank you, CCXP. We've been working on this movie alone for so long in secrecy, and now to be able to come out to all the people, all the fans, it's so heartwarming. Thank you so much.
John, Pedro, we all know who the real star is. At this point in the franchise, does Grogu have his own rider in his contract? Is he demanding specific types of blue cookies or premium space frog snacks in his trailer?
A mí no me dejan ver el contrato.
Lots of snacks in the dressing room.
I wanted to ask you guys, what kind of emotional adventure can we expect? I mean, 7 years since a movie, since watching, hearing, and we're so attached to your relationship, to the world that you've given us, John. What can we expect?
Well, we were very lucky to have a great team to work on the show. And every year we would have to turn around in less than a year and make 8 episodes. Now we got 3 years to make a 2-hour film, and we want to take full advantage of that. I got to direct too. I didn't get to direct on the TV show except one time. So that was a treat. We got to build big, beautiful sets. We got to do great set pieces with him with his helmet off finally. You know, he's a... PEDRO was a competitive swimmer too, so we got him in the water. And I saw him in Gladiator, how well he fought, so we got him fighting with his helmet off this time.
Yeah!
How exciting! This franchise has fans of all ages. What was your priority, John, when crafting the story for both longtime fans and new audiences?
Well, now that it's a movie, we want to introduce a new audience that may have been too young last time Star Wars was in the movie theaters. So we wanted to take these characters that all the fans love and put them in a brand new adventure to invite a whole new crowd in. So if you're a Star Wars fan, that's lots in here for you. There's lots that's going through the story. There's lots of things that you're going to pick up that we put in there. But we also wanted to open the story up to new fans, because Star Wars is about each new generation coming in. And just like we did in the first episode of the first season, when we first introduced them, we're inviting new fans and new audience members. So bring people that you want to fall in love with Star Wars with you to the movie theater, and we'll put on a good show for them.
Great.
Wow. Of course we will. Of course, John. Thank you. Thank you.
Pedro, English, Spanish?
Como quieras.
Te tengo esta pregunta. The Child, Grogu, ya tiene el nombre de su padre, ya conocemos esta relación. Es una relación increíble para nosotros. Para ti, como actor, como Mando, tener a este niño ficticio, pero que físicamente está ahí, cambia la forma en que... Es que no he podido dejarlo de ver. ¿Qué significa para ti como actor tener a este niño?
Qué lindo el color de tus uñas.
¡Gracias!
Azul.
Azul.
¿Qué preguntaste?
¿Qué significa para ti tener un physical puppet that you can actually react to?
No,
Looks like that.
Es uno de mis mejores parejas del escenario, Grogu y toda la gente que lo crían. Es la relación más larga, creativa que yo he tenido en toda mi vida, por uno, que empezamos en 2019 y me acuerdo perfectamente la primera vez que vi la imagen antes que tenía nombre Grogu. Y ser parte de la evolución de esta relación y también to see John author his vision from the beginning and to see it evolve and to continue to put all of the love that he has from the very first time he saw Star Wars as a child, and that love has built from that original seed into what he's sharing with everyone now, and to just be a little part of that is a dream come true, and it's a dream that we want to share with everyone else that loves Star Wars, that loves movies, that loves adventures, that loves a good time, that loves fighting for good, and I love it.
Yeah, this is the way. This is the way.
John, in The Mandalorian and Grogu, we are getting answers for one of the most asked Star Wars questions ever from the fans. Where was Rota the Hutt? Now he's played by Jeremy Allen White, is jacked and became a gladiator. How was the process of getting this story right with this new era? And how is Jeremy fitting in this part?
Well, we thought that it was exciting to bring in some characters that maybe the fans who've been around for a long time might recognize, but also we had the opportunity to explore characters that we never could before because they required a lot of fine animation, and to bring Rada the Hutt to life as a gladiator and to have Jeremy Allen White bring humanity to it was a huge treat. I think you're in for a wonderful discovery when you see what this character is on the screen and the relationship that they have. But to me, I get to play with all the Star Wars toys. When I was little, I had the little ones that I had to wait for in the mail. Now I get to work with the digital artists at ILM. I get to work with Phil Tippett, who's doing stop motion animation. I get to work with John Goodson, John Knoll doing miniatures. It's like having a big toy set that I get to play with, and now we get to share it with you.
Dream come true, of course, yeah.
Yeah, and not only because of the toys and the universe, we have to talk about Sigourney Weaver, the Space Queen. And I have two questions to you, John. How did you get her to say yes? Was it hard? And I mean, Pedro, what was it like to work with the one and only Sigourney?
Well, Sigourney Weaver, for those of us who are fans of genre and sci-fi, the minute she walks on the screen, she brings that history with her. As Ripley, from Galaxy Quest, from Ghostbusters, we grew up watching her. So if there's somebody who's going to be Pedro's boss, we want to make sure that they were going to be a big movie star. And we showed her, you know, she had watched the show, but the big thing that made her want to do it was this guy.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Her only demand, I sent her the script and they didn't have any scenes together. And she said, I'll only work on the movie if you write that me and Grogu have scenes together. So they're a very good on-screen pairing.
Unbelievable.
Pedro, during Star Wars Celebration 2019, you told us when you found out about the part of being this amazing character, no audition. How was the conversation between you, between John? Like, were you caught off guard when he told you, like, okay, now we're gonna do a movie?
In secret.
Me llamó en casa, me acuerdo perfectamente que me llamó y me dijo que iba a hacer una película, que era un sueño mía desde la primera imagen que vi de la serie. Y siempre ha compartido todo conmigo desde antes de filmar, cuando estamos filmando, y después obviamente porque estamos juntos en post-production, haciendo el diálogo y todo eso. Y así que me llamó y me contó todo el cuento, porque no había guión, yo no tenía un guión, y me lo contó de la primera escena hasta el final. Y era increíble. Yo así, ¿y qué pasa después? Y cuando le sacan el casco y todos los momentos. Y era como un niño chico escuchando un cuento de mi papá creativo.
Y dijiste, sí, claro que sí, por supuesto, ninguna duda. Ninguna duda.
Obvio. Yo empecé a vender la idea como cada vez que había una entrevista, yo tiene que ser película, así que era
Se
mi,
confió.
era mi manifestación.
And to you both, I mean, Grogu and Mando, it's all about found family, about the relationships you make, the one you choose, even if sometimes not the best. What do you want people to take out of this in these times and everything? Do you think it's really important that we realize the importance of family?
I think it's so important in so many ways. We live in a time when we're all so divided. Everybody in the family is watching something on their phone. Everybody has a different bubble that they live in. It's so nice that the movie theaters are back open again and we could all come together. I think Star Wars has always been about a very dangerous world with people with pure hearts coming together. And like you said, it's about found family. Sometimes the biological families don't get along so good in Star Wars. But families form, even from the original stories. And I love that Din Djarin, who started off as a rough bounty hunter, who didn't care about anything except his job, after meeting this one and becoming a father, his heart has grown and he's become one of the best dads in Star Wars.
Thanks so much, Will. Unfortunately, we are heading to the end of the panel, but as Star Wars fans, there is something we are really eager to know. You know, in 1977, Star Wars changed cinema forever. Now, you are the team bringing back this to theaters after a long, long break. When the lights go down and those blue letters say, "A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away." What's the specific message you want the audience to take away from that theater?
What is the specific message? Let's go to a galaxy far, far away and see an incredible movie together y compartirlo juntos, que tenemos esta aventura juntos. Las mejores memorias mías de mi infancia fue ir al cine y ver películas como esta. Y así que eso, estar juntos y luchar por el bueno. ¡Y viva México!
And John?
It's such a treat after working with these two for 8 years. We've been working a long time together. And I don't know that I've collaborated so long creatively with anybody. And that we were able to find something telling small stories. And now that we get to come to a place like this and share something that we've worked together for so long on. And to be able to see it with an audience, which we never got to do because of COVID, because of we were on television. Now we get to go to the movie theaters, and I'll get to feel what I felt when I was 10 years old, the first time I saw Star Wars with my dad. And I fell in love with movies, and I fell in love with Star Wars. And now I'm getting to make these stories for the next generation. And it's an honor, and I thank you.
Thank you so much for this. Oh, you have a question?
Yeah, John, I would like to ask you if you can give us a little bit, I don't know, something else that, besides what we already saw on the trailer for this movie, is related to Martin Scorsese. Like, we would like to know how that happened.
So I got to work for Martin Scorsese on a movie called The Wolf of Wall Street. Thank you. And I got to see him as a director, and he's been a hero of mine since I was small. Maybe too small to see his movies, but I love them. And between him and George Lucas, they made big impressions on me. And so when we came up with this part of this Ardennian food truck chef, we thought it would be fun to have him, but never thought it could happen. We asked Kathy Kennedy, who's close friends with him, if she thought he might want to do it. She said, let me give him a call. Next time I talked to her, I said, do you talk to him? He says, yeah, he'll do it. That was it. One phone call from Kathy. And so I got to work with one of my heroes. He was so funny, and because he's an animated character, everything that he improvised, everything he performed, we were able to animate to and design the character around. And it's one of my favorite parts of the film. I think you're going to be in for a big treat with his character.
Thank you, Martin Scorsese, for that. Wow.
Oh, everybody's in for a treat. Sadly, time's over, guys. Yes. Se acabó el tiempo, lo siento muchísimo. Pero, hey, no vamos a dejar que se vayan de aquí, sí que sientan el amor que le tenemos a Jon, a Pedro, a Grogu y a Star Wars. ¡Vamos, que se escuche! ¡Come on! ¡Hasta allá atrás!
Acá también, más fuerte. Wow. Thank you.